live. Setting up. Redirecting. Excellent. Excellent. Let me mute that. Uh-oh. Let's see, we're gonna get this chat. Move it over. Get the Zoom. There we go. Got it. Got it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Oh, what happened? Welcome back. Welcome back. Just getting set up, getting everything, all my windows open. I'm glad everybody could come back and check us out tonight. There's some things that we're going to talk about, especially for this time of year. Myself, Cody, Rich, especially us in the winter areas where we have to worry about the snow and salt and whatnot, and what that means for our vehicles, and maybe what we'd have to do in case of emergencies. If maybe you guys have like a bug out kit in your truck or something you guys always have prepared ready for the winter. We'll talk about it, see what's up out there. Tyler, what up? See what you guys got in your kit. I want to highlight that just because it's winter and so we got to deal with it. And I don't know if we're going to be rocking the chains, but
it's interesting you brought that up. I don't know if you talked to Workplay or if you've seen that video he had where he had some corrosion buildup. From my understanding, trying to follow the story, there's so many things going on, but from what I could gather, it seems like he had some kind of corrosion on his right side fuse box, and it caused a lot of things to get wacky on his truck. It got me thinking because today I had my wheel well liner removed, and I was looking up in there like, man, I hope I don't got no corrosion up in there. I didn't see nothing, but I
know I've been thinking about it too.
I've got plastic liners, like in that whole area looked perfect in my, like there's no dirt, there's no salt, there's nothing. Like you can see the dirt on the liner, and then like you get to the plastic one, you take the plastic one off, and looking at that mesh one, or I don't know what it's, some kind of fiber recycled. I don't know.
Yeah. What it is. Yep.
But looking at it, there's like there's definitely hole. If you don't have the plastic liner, there's some holes in that factory liner. There's like push pins that go through to hold the harness, and I don't know, in a salt belt area, I don't know, you might get some stuff through that factory one. What do you think?
I agree with you with the salt. I do notice the trucks that come in when it is icy and wet, and it's just like, real super cold out. That whole fiber liner, like you're talking about, is just all one block of ice, and it really makes it difficult to remove because it's like you got to literally chisel away at all the fasteners. But when you have the plastic one in, which myself and you and I've seen a lot of the other, like the King Ranch models will come in with them in, also option ordered. It looks like it holds up a little more. But kind of going back to what Sean was saying about that battery junction box in Workplay, I just realized something when I popped my hood. So I had some water and like ice, just like that slush mix on my cowl. And I popped my hood because I wanted to check my oil. And when I popped it, I noticed soon as that, if you guys, visualize with me, if you pop your hood, around the cowl all the way, from each side of the fender around the cowl, you have that little rubber weather stripping. But when it comes all the way down to the fenders, you'll see like this little channel, and water came right off that channel, boom, went right down on top of the BJB. I was like, oh, like I'm watching it come down. I'm just like, oh, and I'm just thinking, work play. I'm like,
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be a isolated issue.
Absolutely not.
It's going
to be. But he's a guy who really uses his truck a lot.
Most stuff.
Some really off-road, conditions. So
I think that plastic liners, the poly liners, should be standard. I think they're a little more robust than just having the materialed ones, the almost like backpack material kind of stuff. Instead of having two, just offer one across the board. I would just rather take out one instead of two.
It's interesting because if you look at like the 2004s, they had like the F-150s back in the day used to have them.
Standard. Yeah, they were hard plastic. Them 601s, they sucked. They sucked to take out.
Yeah, but of course the whole thing was so different. The whole setup was different. What are you doing to protect from salt? Are you doing like me personally? I just wax spray mine at the car wash. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that too. It's there's applicants that you can apply. There's like Amsoil has stuff, but I mean,
what are you doing, Cody?
This guy says.
Oh no, you don't have to.
What am I doing?
I went 1,200 miles. What would you be doing?
Not driving my truck in the winter.
Yeah.
97 with no rust. It's not being on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I saw a 96 Taurus, mint condition, and there was an altercation with that car. I don't want to get into that, but this car is in mint condition, and I was asking the guy, like, dude, how did you do this? He was talking about a product, some kind of wax. I won't look at my phone what it was, but it was some kind of wax that he was putting like in his doors. He was taking the plugs out of his doors and like putting this wax in the plugs.
It was olive oil.
It was something like that, but it was like a 96 Taurus, maybe a 97 with the, used to have that curvy look to it. I don't even know the year exact, but it was like a bubble eye Taurus.
Mm-hmm. Like
mint condition. Mint.
I had a 98.
Am I thinking the right year?
Yeah.
Ish, yeah.
2000, 99-ish.
Yeah, mint. How rare is that?
In Michigan, extremely.
I mean, one of the things that I'm also been experiencing that has been getting cold is my door lock actuators have really been freezing. And I just experienced it actually this morning. Last week was the rear two doors, and today was the right front door. And I went from the inside, opened it up, it immediately opened up, but then I noticed the actuator wasn't going up or down. So I let the truck sit. It still didn't go up and down, and just, I don't know, open and closing the door, open, closing the door, open, closing the door. For whatever reason, it started working. But doing the interior trim work is not always the funnest. But it looks like Rich is in the interior of one right now. What are you doing in there, buddy?
I am working on this is a 2011 F-150, and I have lost communication from the module on the high and low command from the command center. So power will make it down to the module, but power wasn't coming out. Now I screwed up, and I'm going to have to own up to this in a recent video because it happens, and sometimes we have to make it right. I wasn't getting power coming out. The problem is it wasn't seeing a command for high or low. The button would light up, but it couldn't see high or low at the module. So the module didn't know, let's go ahead and complete the circuit over to the driver's side to turn the seat on. So you have a power feed, and then you have your command for high or low. Well, I thought because power wasn't coming out to the driver's seat, but yet I could supply power. I have a good pad. I've got good wiring. What I don't have is I don't have my command for my high and low coming from, where are we at here? Let's see. So we're working here. I've got my power wire over. It's good to the footwell over here. But my high and low wire, nothing. Completely open. Won't even give me an ohm reading. So I've got to fix. I either can overlay from here over, because I know I have it isolated to this one little piece of harness that goes from here up across the airbag area and down, or I could actually rip the harness open and try to verify in all these anchor points where I'm losing it at, what happened. So now I'm trying to make it right, and I'm trying to fix the screw up. I haven't had a screw up in a long time, so I'm staying late and here with you guys trying to make it right.
Heck yeah.
I would think maybe, like, why not just overlay it real quick just to make sure. I mean, have you confirmed that once you do that, it will actually work?
Oh, I know it will, because I've already got power down there. I'm just not seeing the command side to.
That's for a heated seat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got schematics pulled up and everything, and I followed everything to the T. Made sure power was there, ground was there. Made sure I actually supplied my own power to the heated pad. It's good. All that stuff checks out. I've done everything. I've load tested all the wires from the module back to the green connector in the footwell down here. But from there forward, the load testing doesn't work. So
do we have bad pin fit maybe? Did we wiggle test?
Yeah, it's not
Nothing
that
coming up.
I actually have a pin in it right now while supplying power, and I have a load on the other side, and it won't do anything.
Nothing.
Will not do anything at all. So for instance, right now, just as a cheat to look at my circuits, I'm on the back of my blue and white wire connector here, and I've got it going down to the footwell. And if I want to, I can take my blue and white wire here just to check. Well, how I have it set up as a little bit of a cheat is I've got ground hooked into the circuit up here. And I want to see if I can, I'm doing a different test a different way. I'm using my power probe, and I'm actually running my ground circuit through it to see if I'm actually completing the circuit before moving forward. And if I test that here, my theory here anyway.
What year truck did you say that was, Rich? A 12?
It's 11.
Oh, an 11. Okay.
Do you think, I mean, is that like the main circuit that's carrying the actual load of the heated seat?
No, that's not it. The circuit that's carrying the load, that's actually supplying the power, is good.
Okay, so that's just like a trigger, like a switch circuit.
Yes, it needs to know what the driver's commanding, and it can't see that. So the power's there. It's waiting for you to tell it, do you want high or do you want low? And the button lights up on the dash, just not going anywhere because it doesn't know what you want.
Does this have navigation on the screen? Does navigation screen?
No, there's no nav screen.
So you end up with nothing, no function because of that high and low.
It doesn't function at all.
I mean, it seems like if you just overlay it, you'd be up and running quicker.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. But I'm kind of like weird about that stuff. Like
Me too, dude. I gotta find the problem, man.
I want to see where it's at. I want to be able to brag about it. And, I did it. I fixed my screw up. Luckily it didn't cost that much to begin with, see, that's the purple wire, the purple one. If you look at the schematic for it, you got to be careful. It'll show you the driver controls, and it'll say like the blue and white wire, and then the yellow and gray wire, and I think it's like a purple or a violet and blue.
Violet with brown. There we
go.
go.
Violet with brown. So the violet with brown won't do anything for me, and the yellow with gray won't do anything for me, but the blue with white will. So that's where we're at right now, as I'm going to show you guys here.
You got a driver heated seat request. So that wire you say is checking out good?
That's checking out good. I'm able to verify that I do have ground path through this as a cheat. I'm using a ground circuit or a ground supply through here to verify without having to put power through anything. So I'm good there.
Are you
Now,
saying that? Are you saying that there's more than one wire that's not good? There's just
Yes, that is essentially what I am saying.
so. I mean, I guess it would make sense to find it because it's not like, what if it's going to be something that spreads to like another wire, like something's rubbing?
Right. That's where I'm at. That's why I'm like, that's why it's really frustrating because I need to find this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm on pin 18, I think. Is 18 yellow and gray? At the connector at the module, the control head.
Because I see if you have, this is going to input to the module.
So if I'm here, it says yellow and gray is the driver heated seat load status. And it says pin 20. So I need to be at pin 20. And if I'm looking at
the HVAC module,
I'm looking at the actual push pin side, I need it on my left side. Pin 20 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down. So 14 is in the corner. I need to be in 20. All right. So I'll do it like that. Push pin side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. See, that's the part right there that's not matching up. That's why I'm not liking what I'm seeing here, because if
I wonder how hard it is to get that harness out of there. Is it a sub harness?
Thank you, Project Amateur. Appreciate you.
Part of the whole harness or what?
There's a spaghetti arms off into multiple things underneath here.
Oh, okay.
So if I'm looking at it correctly, I can't freaking do this in. All right, so here. Come on now. If I'm looking, this is I think it's this guy's work truck. He wants, he uses it for work, so that's why you're really staying late trying to get this done. Plus, so if I'm looking at the connector this way, actually, I had it turned the wrong way. So if I'm looking at the connector this way, in the corner right there, it says it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It says 20 is, if I'm looking at it correctly right here in the middle in the back, it's purple and blue is 20, or purple or violet but that's not what the schematic says. So 14, 15 is empty, and then 16 is green, 17 is yellow and gray.
Which end is the schematic referring to, though?
Yeah, this is wrong then.
18 is white and blue, purple, 19 is violet, and so this is not correct. That's why I'm like, this is very frustrating because I'm trying to follow.
What's pin 1? There's pin 1 should be white and violet, right?
It is. That's the one right here in the corner. It's white and violet.
And then the one right directly next to it, across empty. On the other bank, is empty, right? Okay.
And then the one right under that is empty. And
correct.
then there's a green and violet, green and gray, or I can't see it.
Green with violet, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's yellow with gray.
Okay.
And then there's white with blue.
Okay.
And then there's purple or violet with another color, violet with
brown, it says.
Right, and then there's blue with violet.
It says blue with brown.
Yeah, see, the schematic isn't matching up correctly. And then after the blue with like this violet or brown color is yellow with violet.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of the wires are mixed up in this connector. Like, so
You
if
said
I'm looking at,
2011, right?
yeah,
That's really
Maybe,
weird.
is it possible that some of the colors kind of faded a little? It's like one of the colors is good, but maybe the secondary color looks a little off.
well, even at that, it's still saying that my pin 20 should be what is it, yellow and gray, and it's not. It's completely violet. It's just not matching the schematic at all.
See, guys, this is real life. This is a situation we run into all the time, coming in and out of vehicle diagnosis and having to pull up schematics and running into issues in the EVTM. You know, just like right now, we're looking at the HVAC module, we're looking at the pinout, we're trying to connect the dots from point A to point B, and we're having an issue with finding the roadmap. So it's almost like, you know, what do you do? Do you go to the year before? Do you go to the year after? You know, this is where you double check, make sure you're at the right connector, make sure you have the right wiring diagram pulled up, make sure you're on the right card. Did I have the right VIN put in? You
Yeah,
know,
that's what I'm looking at right now, just to
I
make
know,
sure it wasn't like a pure.
It could be a situation where that color is different on the other end. So even though it doesn't line up with the schematic for whatever reason, they had a different color in that loom wherever they made it, but it's at the end of the day, it's still going the same place, and they just, you know, wasn't totally squared away with that color.
I mean, if that was the case, though, even if you would be in pin 20 and the wire was different and you went down to pin 17 or whatever it was on the other side, you would still expect a connection. When there's no connection there,
right?
The theory of color is thrown out the window, and now it's just about, you know, the place that you're at. So if I'm looking at the schematic here, I'm supposed to be on pin 20 and then going down to in the footwell pin 7. No, where am I at here? No, it's not.
let's look at this
That's if
schematic one more time.
that's if you have dual climate control or whatever.
Yep.
Right hand. So it says right hand kick panel. The connector's right here. That's right where I'm at. And then it says connector face. Pin 7 on the push tab side. So if the push tab is on my right hand, it's the second from the top. So if I go over here and I look at it,
Everything that we're talking about is on page 1. That's it.
let's see here. So
Where's
the
this
second
one?
from the top on this is yellow and gray. So the wire down here is correct. That's not very good fitment right there. There it is. There's the pin.
What engine's in that, Rich?
Is this one a 543 valve? No, this one's a Coyote.
4x4?
There's some of these that have it's a Coyote.
Okay, so right where your little light is, where you got right there, right where you're pointing, I see an inline connector, C238. It looks like a, what is this, a 16-pin connector, kind of rectangular. It says it's green in color, inline green connector. Have you looked at that at all?
Well, this is the green connector we're in right now.
Okay.
And that's in the footwell, and that's where I'm losing it at.
What about this one here? Is this a Super Crew?
Yeah, no, yeah, Super Crew.
Okay, so where is this connector at? This says Super Crew.
And I'm trying to go to pin 20 here.
All right, there's another inline connector, C312, and it says it's underneath the passenger rear seat. It's a pretty big bulk connector, but that's between, it says the HVAC module and what is this, the heated seat module?
Yeah, so the one you're talking about is this big connector down here. And
In the back seat.
Yeah, well, in the passenger side front seat. The module sits right here. It sits right up here. Here's the heated seat module right here in my hand.
Yeah.
So, and this is the big connector that feeds the harness underneath the carpet. And then it goes into that module. And then from that module, it goes over to the driver's seat. Well, I went ahead of everything. I went straight to the kick panel right here because that's before anything. And then that is before the kick panel. So right now I am in pin 20. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm in 20 right now. Pin 20 is a blue and violet color or blue and brown color. It's not the right color here. And then once I go up into the harness and come down over here, it is yellow and gray. Unless I'm on this. So
I'm right here with you.
so this side here, yeah, see, everything is fine from here down. All right, so this is what I'll do.
For you, the guys that are just tuning in, right now we have a 2011 F-150 with a Coyote in it, 4x4, and we have an issue where the heated seat's not working. And right now, Rich has got it kind of narrowed down in the location. We're just losing continuity between point A and point B between these couple of connectors, and we're kind of trying to figure out like a back way of circumventing doing another pinpoint test versus going through the workshop manual, because we know what it needs to work, and we've already verified that both heating elements work. So we know it's not the component failure. We're looking at a wiring issue, and we're just having a couple of issues with the wiring diagram and stipulating what actual color it is supposed to be. So this right here, Rich has got the heated seat module right now. He's got this disconnected.
So I went from on the opposite side of where we're feeding. I got away from the connector that goes up to the top. I want to see from here forward, am I good? And then I'll go back just to verify I'm on the right circuit. So I'm pretty sure at the module it's like
Cowboy Crusher. Crusher.
3, 4 is the at the module. I think it's the fourth wire. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if I go here, I'll be able to supply. I got ground supplied on the other side, and then I can go.
That kick panel's not filled with water or anything, is it?
Not that I can see.
Okay.
So this guy, did he say that the heated seats never worked, or they just suddenly went out?
You know, to be honest with you, I don't. He just said, "I want to know why the heated seats don't work." So what? You know, that was his whole deal, and then
It could have never worked, I guess. I mean, if it's this wiring issue.
I don't know. You know, aside from just what little bit I'm being told, I don't know exactly how long or what. I just know he wanted it fixed. I looked into it. I seen that the module wasn't supplying power out, so I did some testing on the module, and I was convinced that I was correct. And schematic or the wiring diagram was taking me nowhere. And I was like, man, it's got to be this module. And I was. Even here, I'm not getting. There's that pin 7.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't ask that question. Is this both heated seats don't work or just the passenger side?
Just driver side.
Just the driver side. Okay.
No, I can go over there and supply power to the power wire, and it works great.
I mean, things get pinched, and even in production,
Let me go see where is this other inline connector at? Can we try to isolate the section of the circuit? Where is there's one last one here? What's this one say?
Oh, you know what? Stupid Rich. I got to plug the connector in through the floor in order to get it at the seat module in order to prove out the second half of the harness.
Okay, okay, there we go.
All right, so that's in. And then I'll go back over here, put this back in pin 4.
Hey, 6 heads. I mean, 6 plus 53. 61 heads are better than 1.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm in pin 4 at the module. And got,
Hold on, pin 4 at the module. At the heated seat module, pin 4. So you're on the yellow with gray, right?
okay, so I'm good. I've got my complete circuit from the pin 7 over there. So I know from here forward, the yellow and gray wire is good. It's a complete circuit. There's nothing wrong with that circuit. It's from there up that's the problem.
From where up?
From
Pin 7 to pin 20?
so from here on the female side going to the module, I've got a complete circuit. But from the male, or no, from the female side, well, this is the male side. One inserts the other sticks. So the female side going forward, up the dash right here, up this way, up the member, across the member, and right out the radio.
Model?
From there to there, I've lost it. But the wires don't match.
Can you see it? Can you see that whole harness? Or is it parts where you
no, you
can't
can.
see
You can see the whole harness. It starts right here.
Gosh, there's like nothing there. That's it.
It goes from there, and then if you look right back here, the harness is right there, and it runs up the top, and then it goes into that the casing.
How many miles are on this thing?
And then it goes right across, right there, right by that metal bar. It's what does this thing have?
Come on, has like the airbags blown on this thing, or like?
No, it's in really good shape. The truck's in excellent shape. Yeah, and it runs really good. The only thing I didn't agree with doing this was I did not want to flush this transmission on this vehicle, and they wanted it flushed. I think it's got 122,000.
To each its own. We talked about that on my shorts pretty extensively, and why some people, disagree with that.
What do you think? Do you think no flush but a filter change, or just nothing?
If you've got a vehicle that's got 150,000 miles on it or 125,000 miles on it, and you're just flushing the transmission and you're going to run a 12 quart through it, I wouldn't do that. I would have done maybe like 4 quarts or something like that, and then drove it another 10 or 15,000 miles, and then maybe another couple quarts, and then I would have done a slow progression, not 12 quarts all at one time. That's a great way to wipe out a transmission.
What do you think about the filter though? Like just drop the pan, do the filter, and top it off, and
yeah, I would have probably done just like you just said, just basically a pan service. It would have been a filter, and whatever was in the pan, I would have put it back up, and that would have sent it. There would have been no way that would have.
That's kind of where I'm at, because like I feel like the filters, they fill up with clutch material, and then once it's filled up, I don't think it hurts to change out the filter. I don't know a whole lot about flushing though.
I mean, not a lot of people have a machine to flush readily available. And I mean, if you're the dude at home or, trying to do, stuff on your own, I mean, doing a pan drain and fill. I mean, obviously, if you take the pan down, might as well go ahead and throw a filter up. Yeah, it's up for debate. A lot of people, don't want to do the drain and fill, but hey, that's all right.
Yeah, I was never really too concerned about changing all the transmission fluid. I was always kind of like, how's that filter? Like, how's that filter doing? I've seen them pretty full in the past.
Oh, I think we got a dead or a low charged battery. Low state of charge. I think he doesn't know he's muted. Don't forget the brake cleaner.
No, I muted myself. You guys didn't have to hear the relay buzzing because the battery's low. So I'm gonna get some power on this, and then I'm gonna move back. I've lost that harness up there, but I just don't understand why. I don't understand exactly why it's screwed up the way it is. It's kind of one of those things where you're like, what the hell, man? What was it today? Top Done sent me. Where the hell? Oh, here's the battery pack right here. They sent me this, and they said anybody that clicks on the link that I did a video on, they'll give 10% off. Dude, I've had this thing running now for 3 hours. It's still at 100% charge with that light on. And it's a 2000 amp jump starter. So if anybody's interested and you guys want it, it's on the channel right now. I get the free tool. I don't make money off of it. So
excellent.
We jump started a 6.7, the F450 that came in last night, drinking all the oil. We jump started it with this by itself. It fired it right up.
No
Dang,
kidding.
a 450, huh? Wow.
Not bad.
I've seen wires get damaged in the plant, in the F-150 plant, like where that IP is, that instrument panel. Say that instrument panel goes in and it makes wire. Maybe it takes some of the casing off a wire, and it takes this long for that copper to corrode. I don't know. Something like that is entirely possible.
Well, they had there was that 2020 Explorer that I just had in here where I was asking you how they installed them at the factory, and it was, you can tell somebody routed the wiring the wrong way and pulled too hard on the wire. Just pulled it way, way, way out of the way to get that airbag to be connected, and it put two little splits in the wire. And basically what it ended up happening is I got it to go away by messing with the wires, but after a couple key cycles, just those little splits and stuff alone and pulling on the harness like that did enough damage to where now I'm going to have to actually put a airbag and a connector in it.
Yeah, those airbag connectors are a big thing. They're always coming back of the operator about those. But a lot of times when there's an airbag install job, there's so much stuff going on, and I've seen them get pulled tight, and they're just like, send it. It's a weird thing, being in a plant. They almost need to slow down on some items. Just making sure they're right.
All right, I've heard enough of you.
Why is that thing so loud? What is that?
I don't know, this relay right here. I don't know what relay this is. This relay started freaking the hell out, but I just unplugged it and plugged it back in, and it quit.
Wow.
I wonder what, let's see. That is relay, was that 10, 9? It's number 8 in the fuse box. I don't know what the hell it does. Well, anyway, I mean, I don't want to bore you guys with this. You guys can go, I'm going to be here when I hear you ask me a question or bring up my name, but I'm going to.
You find that, man.
Yeah, I'm going to continue looking at it while you guys are talking. I don't want to stop the show, but when I was trying earlier, when DS was bringing up the whole thing with the F-150, or what was that, your 450, where there's like water, and you were talking about your Super Duty, with water and fuse box and stuff. Now,
that was work play.
So I seen the video. I think I seen the video. Is that the one? Does he have like a really nice Super Duty with like more aggressive tires and stuff on it? And
he's got like a 450. He's got a antimatter blue 450. You might be talking about someone else.
Well, there's another guy that he just got his vehicle back from the dealer and it just popped up in my feed not too long ago. It's becoming a really, really, really big thing right now. And he was like, I don't know why Ford won't own up to this. It's a problem. There should be a recall on this. And he was like livid because he had like a big 350 with a lot of money and stuff tied up into this thing. He didn't mess with the motor or trans, but he put nice rims and tires and stuff on it. And I think he's got like 200 or 300 followers, and he dropped it off at his local Ford dealer, people that he does business with. And he said, they had to basically tear apart the fuse panel, clean everything out, get all the corrosion and water and stuff out of it on this brand new truck. It was only like a year old. And he was like, my windshield wipers just quit working. So when it started raining one day or something like that, he said, I had nothing. I had no windshield wipers.
Have you talked to this guy?
No.
I seen that video. It's a big old white jacked up truck, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's a little bit of a lift with some nice big aggressive tires on it and stuff. And
yeah, I commented on it. I mean, there's a TSV about it. So I mean,
think about how much those big tires, how much more material those bigger tires could throw at that module if that's the issue. You know, if that's not the module, but at that fuse panel.
Well, where the fuse panel is located, isn't it so high up in the engine bay and parked back in the corner? It would be really
back.
So
parked back behind the right underneath the cowl where it drains. Yeah. So it's like it's gonna get soaked anyways.
So what I've done, and I've had customers come in with problems, and I see light corrosion build up. And this was before there was any kind of TSB, because this has been going on for quite a while. To me, I just thought it's a truck, it's in the rain, they're building these things to work. What I do is I pull the fuse box, I pull the top off, and I'll take that 3M thinner rubberized seal, and I'll actually build my own seal for the top of that cover. So whenever I go to put it back down, it actually seals all the way around, and no more water gets inside that cover. So that's how I do it, and that's how I did it before the TSB even came out. I've been doing that for years now. When people come and they talk about water in their fuse box, is I will build my own rubber seal, and I'll make sure that it's thin enough. Even if I have to trim some back or find a different rubber seal to go around it, I'll build my own to go around that box. So when I close it, water does not get in there anymore.
So you think it's just coming from the top then, from the, like A-Rod was saying?
I do, yeah.
I do too.
I think that's where it's coming from.
I think they're going to need, well, if we're going to see here in 23, depending on what the body change is going to be, but as far as where the drains, I've had a couple of customers, especially Daddy Diesel. You might see him chime in here. He brought it to my attention where see you later, Cowboy Crusher. Thanks for chilling. Right where the wipers kind of like nest down in the plastic mold of the wiper cowl, they just fill up with water. And his drains kept getting constantly plugged up, and he'd clean it out and it'd still fill up. And when it kind of reminded me when I popped my hood and I saw all that water just kind of, as soon as that seal was broken from around the cowl to the hood, you just saw the water just trickle right down, right on top of the cover. And if that cover's not latched or what have you, and like when you take the cover out, there's really no rubber seal on it. It's just plastic, like plastic right to plastic. If they either came out with a different cover lid that had some type of rubber felt edge or some rubber dipped whatever, something to inhibit water from getting in that. But water's not going to go up and then go back down and come back. It's not. It's going to go down, and that's how it's going to go. Or they're going to come up with, if you guys remember, Rich can nod if you remember when the transits came out and they had the water getting on the cowl, and you had to add these little cups underneath at each of the corners, and it would kind of reroute the water from getting on the air filter and down. It was just causing a mess where the air filter seam came together. Well, I don't really see a way they're going to fixate a piece of plastic or another molded cup of some sort that would see Rich has got this he's got this hood popped, and this is right in the area where I'm talking about. See where the plastic cowl goes to the aluminum body part right there, right where his hand's at. That's where that water was going right down on, and then goes right down into the engine bay, right on top of the cover on the battery junction box.
Now, our gas trucks different?
No, they're all going to be in the same location right there.
2020 drains right here.
Yep.
That's one of the drains right there. That's the water drain right there. And where it does is it spills right on top of the plastic right here, and it goes right on top of the fuse box right there.
Show them that rubber seal that's right there on the cowl. As soon as you bust across that seal, I'm not across it, but you relieve the hood from that, that just whoosh, that flow come right down, right where his thumb's at, just right down into the engine compartment.
Comes
And
from here and it comes
yeah,
down on this panel and then it falls right down in here and then it falls right on top of the fuse panel right here.
I think having a different cover, if they came out with a TSB or a permanent fix for something, maybe a cover redesign or a cover upgrade for the battery junction box you currently have on there. Because I mean, having plastic to plastic doesn't really make sense if you're going to have water leaking right on top of it. That's not going to be conducive to wiper function, the run start functionality of how this is going to operate. It's going to cease to exist, and we can't have that when we're going down the freeway. You can see the cover riches right there. See it? That's all it is.
And
just plastic to plastic.
There's a channel
Okay,
here.
well, there's no rubber there, but there's a
that
channel.
they can put a seal around it if they wanted to, or they can build something up on the inside here. And that's why I said I go grab the thinner 3M stuff with the sticky side on it, and I'll build myself a shelf around this.
You know what? That's a good idea.
And I reseal it, and then I don't have the guys that they don't get water in there anymore.
That's a newer truck, but that ain't no brand new truck. Is there anything in there, or is it? It looks pretty clean.
Well, this is
this truck.
This is a 2021. It is brand new.
Oh, so it's a brand new truck there.
Yeah, it's a brand new King Ranch. How many miles? I can't see the miles. How many miles did it say?
Does it say 9,000?
Yeah, it looks like 9,000. Yeah, 9,261.
I mean, it's there's no water. It didn't look like there's any water or anything in it, but no, it is.
So why? I wonder why some trucks, but not all.
I have a video of me actually having an issue where a gentleman brought his vehicle in, turned subscriber, turned friend, turned customer, turned fellow follower. It's if you guys go back, probably last year, is your Super Duty having electrical issues? And right where Rich got his hands, that whole module is actually unbolted from underneath. It's got two big bulk connectors, and you take these two, I think 8 millis maybe, that hold them all together, and you're able to replace that. I was thinking about it the other day. I do think you have to program that in, don't you? Isn't the battery junction box PMI? Emilio, do you remember if a battery junction box is PMI?
No.
I think it is.
Should be
not.
bolt in.
Is it?
What's PMI? I mean, it's a bunch of relays and fuses.
I know. I could have swore I thought I had to like configure something.
All the modules ground the relays. Like
that fuse box electrical repair that Rich is talking about or working on right now, that reminds me of if you have that body style F-150, there were issues where the fuel pump fuse would melt down, and they actually had a relocation kit to relocate the current fuse for the fuel pump to a bigger style trash can fuse so that it could handle a little bigger amperage and not actually melt down. You'd go to a different section that was not used in the BJB, and that bus bar is always hot, and they give you a pin to slide into there across from the bar so that you can complete a circuit with a fuse, and then you just connect the pigtail that they give you to the fuel pump circuit, and I mean that's pretty much it. See those trash can fuses right there in the front of Rich's screen? All of those. Did you really?
Yeah, I just did one like a week ago where you had to pull fuse 20 out.
Yep.
And then you relocate it to
that front one right there, that open spot right in the front.
It's here?
Yep, that's it. You had the pin right there.
I wasn't sure what a 72.
Yep.
72. Yeah, right here. And then it was nice big beefy wires. You get the big trash can style fuse like you call it. I never heard nobody call it that, but I like that. And you relocate it. You take the 20 amp out and you move it up here. And that's one of the number one note. That's probably arguably the number one no start for what is it, a 2010 to 14 or 11 to 14 F-150? And then
if it was before that, what was the number one for before that?
Well, that's the number one no start. The number two no start is this connector right here. People are lazy and they push up against the fuse panel right here and it unseats this bottom connector right here. It breaks the tab and you'll lose dash lights. Sometimes you'll have dash lights. You'll go to crank it. Sometimes it will crank. Sometimes it won't. Most of the time it won't crank. And it's that bottom connector. The tab breaks right there. And people come here from out of state after they see my videos and stuff like that. And I had two guys tow their trucks here because another Ford dealer couldn't figure it out. An independent shop couldn't figure it out. I'm like, guys, there's YouTube for a reason. Just jump on there and you'll see like one of my videos, two or three of my videos are like the number one videos for this no start condition for 2010 to 2014. And I lay it out. Number one fuse, like A-Rod, or number one problem. Number two problem. Number three problem is back here.
Number three, this is a top big one. This is a big one, fellas.
That's number one in Florida, that fuel pump relay.
Well, this ain't Florida, buddy. I guess you got to look.
That might have the plastic one, huh?
That's
or is it
right
on
here.
there? Is it on there?
That's right. Yep.
Fuel pump driver module. Like to corrode and oxidize the fuel pump driver modules. An aluminum housing module up against a steel cross member, and that two dissimilar metals, they do a doozy.
Yep. There's the little modules. It's so if you're looking at the tire and you go up on the front side of it between the tire and the rear end, and it's right up on that cross member, that's where it's at. And it looks like you look at it from the outside and everything looks fine, but you go to pull it off of there and flip it around, the whole back of it's all cavitated and it's all corroded out and it's all falling apart and it looks like cotton candy when you lift it up. It's like a mound of snow right there.
Gross. That salt belt, man, does hell on our cars. Salt, the winter, our vehicles, it's what do we do to protect them? You can't really protect against that, although I guess you could have maybe, could you have really sprayed anything around there? No, I guess maybe just clean your underbodies, more, I guess. Galvanic corrosion, just clean all that off. I guess you're really out of luck for that. I guess just trying to keep your vehicle clean, keep the salt off. You don't want, that stuff to be staying on the metal of the vehicle. And a lot of people forget that, not only the outside of the vehicle needs to be washed, but maybe bring a little piece of cardboard or something, and before the whole wash bay gets soaked down, maybe get down on your knees and spray the underbody of the vehicle, maybe spray off the oil pan or spray off the rear axle or spray off the back sides of each of the wheels, or whatever. Just try to get a lot of that muck and nastiness off, because when it comes time for Rich, myself, CP, Emilio, all these guys, we work on these vehicles in the winter, and it just makes it so much harder when it's just got slop and nasty built up stuff that could be washed off if you took care of the vehicle a little more. But it is what it is. We got to deal with it. One of the preparations for winter, and it kind of is, when I think preparation for winter, is snow tires. Being in the winter, I do not like a salt snow cone. No, I don't. Being in the winter, we think snow tires, or in at least this region, we don't use tire chains. I'm sure up in Nova Scotia, where Workplay is, he's had to accompany tire chains in his travels, but down here in the Michigan area, we do not. We do, however, change, winter tires on to different rims, or have different rims with winter tires on, and switch those over. So, when it comes time for the snow to hit the road, might be switching over to, a different aggressive tire. Also, I don't really think filling.
You switching tires?
No, I was gonna say, I've heard guys mention that they only fill their trucks up with nitrogen, and I mean, I don't really see a need for filling the tires up with nitrogen, but I mean, I've heard people talk about that using winter air means using nitrogen, and I don't really, I don't know who started that, but that doesn't really make any sense to me. I'm just going to be using air, and you check your air pressure consistently through the winter season to make sure. Obviously, you're going to get the best of fuel economy for one, but two, it's a safety hazard being low on air, either on any tire. So you can watch. You pay attention to people driving in front of you, and you'll look at them, the sidewalls of the tires, and you just see that the side of the tire just looks real heavy, real saggy. And going down the road on the freeway, stay away from that guy. Stay away, far away. That guy's not paying attention, and usually he's the one that's on his phone, just oblivious to what's going on. Whatever. Some of the other things that we do for our trucks, I just was in one of my clients' vehicles earlier this week, and he had a bag underneath his truck, underneath the seat, that has, a bunch of winter road readiness, jumper cables, flares. I think one gentleman actually had a couple of fire extinguishers. Personally, in my truck, I have one of the, like Rich had mentioned earlier, Top Don. They had sent me a little handheld type battery charger that I keep in my truck, just, if I see somebody that needs a jump, or if I myself need, some weird electrical power for some reason, not only to jump, but you just saw on Rich's one that he left on for 3 hours. It also has a light, so if we don't have a flashlight on ourselves, hey, our jump box has one too. We can use jumper cables. That's the old-fashioned way of doing it. Requires two vehicles, obviously, but well, in most cases, two vehicles. But obviously, I don't know if people are comfortable with using jumper cables. People think electricity and going to get shocked. And Austin just realized today, or witnessed today with me, that blister is getting bigger there, bud. We were filming a video today, and I learned quickly. Wasn't even paying attention. Hey, maybe you don't razor blade a hot wire against a piece of metal, and well, that razor blade decided to get really hot. So I was like, whoa. Definitely would need to pay attention, but some people may not be comfortable with the electricalness. But nonetheless, it's something you might want to keep in your car just for that what if. I mean, sometimes you might come out and your stuff might be dead, and need that jump. But that may raise another question. Well, if you're going to be stranded in your truck, or be not in an area where you're going to be, what else do you keep in your truck? Do you keep flares to get somebody's attention? I don't see any trucks, like I should say, in the last, have I seen 6.7s? I don't think I've seen any 6.7s legitimately come in with any CB radios. Like I'm not joking. Maybe 6.0s for sure, 7.3s. Oh yeah, I can remember. But if I really think back, like quickly right now, like 2011, I can honestly not say I've remember seeing any CBs hanging in any 6.7s.
I've seen ham radios in them.
Yeah.
But they're better anyways. So
Not a lot of people use them anymore. Daddy Diesel, he's here. MREs, oh, he's way up there. Oh, when the Bryant hits Ohio, my truck gets parked. MREs, nasty. Breaker, canned soups. Yeah. Plenty of water. Could freeze. K40. Yeah. Oh, I remember the K40, man. Oh, the K40 brings back old memories. Guess you could have an E-tool. You might need a pickaxe or some type of shoveling mechanism. Man, those are some white socks. Do you?
Yeah, I just went and got them. My old lady, man, throws away my socks, so I have to get new ones. They're they're actually brown. From me, they're not. They're just showing up white. It's just all these lights in here. They're really, from my point of view, they're just brown.
Jonathan Sherwood is asking a question. He says, Rich, does this truck have navigation? I am full of questions. And he already answered this earlier. I asked him if it does, and it does not have navigation. Like, will the M12 air pump bring tires up to like 60, 80 PSI? There's a guy at work, Brandon Powerstroke, there's a guy at work that actually uses his M12, I believe, with like a 3.0 battery, maybe a 6.0. To blow tires up all the time, and he's sets that thing down on the ground, sets the pressure, and we'll go and get the oil change sticker, fill up the rest of his fluids, do the rest of his multi-point inspection. So I mean, I'll hear that thing going away, while he's working. So the only thing that I do not like about that, and dually, the word dually just reminded me, is you can't really do the dually trucks. You always need that one to come from behind, that the double valve end, so you can come into the outside one, snag it, and then push it on to the inside one. I wish the digital one I had that end on it. My manual gauged one is the only one that has that, but what else would you need? I guess some flashlights. LED lights are pretty hot.
Toe strap.
Pretty inexpensive ones. A toe strap would be a good one. Yeah, absolutely. Toe strap. Toe strap. Definitely some gloves. I see a lot of guys with some of those rubber, these ones actually. I got these ones from Milwaukee. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these ones. I would assume you probably have, but I got two different ones, and I thought these were pretty cool. So these are the Milwaukee, the ones with the rubber, they're rubber dipped, but these ones are like the weather. They're like fleece lined. I really like them.
You know what gloves I like is the mechanics winter gloves with the insulation in it.
Oh, those would be good ones for towing in vehicles at work.
They're not thick, but they're like a mechanics gloves.
What's this one say?
I kind of want the Milwaukee. I want the Milwaukee pack out mechanic tools. They're overpriced and everything, but I like how you can keep it organized.
And then these ones, these are just the level 1 ones. If you're just real thin. A couple different choices. If you're going to be cold, I know some guys like to use these to fill fuel, or I'm not going to have a box of rubber gloves in my truck every time I need to fill up with fuel, but
you wear rubber gloves to get fuel?
No, I'm saying like some guys will have, certain fuel gloves in their truck or something. I'll, lift up. You'll see them in their door pockets or something.
I'm not knocking you. It's not a bad idea.
No, I'm not saying that I do it. I'm just saying this is what I see on the job, at the shop. Let's see what Fred says. Oh, yeah.
You got to get that additive out. You get a little additive on your hand. You don't want that.
Breaker. Hand warmers, emergency blanket. Okay, yeah, emergency blanket. Definitely. Hand warmers, extra pair of boots. I'm probably going to be wearing them boots. so I'm not gonna have like an extra pair of boots in my truck. Small jump pack, snatch strap, fire extinguisher. Okay, 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 okay. I wonder how many guys actually have. Oh, there you go, there you go. I like the no-go. Have like a toolbox in the back of their truck. Or do you utilize? Yeah, I know Cody does. Franken truck, he does. You know, I have the under seat storage in the rear, which I wasn't too crazy about in the beginning, because I liked having the seats folded up, but I actually like having the under seat storage now. I got an umbrella in there, lockout kit. What else do I got? The jump pack, the little fire extinguisher, couple rags. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jeff. Mr. Jeff Hunt Woodworking. Bottle jack. Sometimes you might need a bottle jack. You can actually find some really good bottle jacks. I have one at work that's from Harbor Freight, and I've used it quite often. Real compact. Could definitely fit in the under seat storage.
Well, that'd be a cool mod. You know, the 450 comes factory with a bottle jack. You can somehow order that same bottle jack and just screw it down. How the 450 is done. It's a pretty sweet bottle jack too. It's like a real deal one.
Flares, definitely flares. Extra socks, at least maybe an extra set of clothes. Okay, all right, all right, all right.
Extra set of clothes.
I guess if you're going for a long haul, yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna have all this if I was just going.
Well, yeah,
to work
emergencies happen. You know those
like
moments.
if I was going to your house or something.
When
No
you're
room for
just like
toolbox.
those moments that
wow.
you don't ever want to bring up again.
First
You
aid
need
kit,
extra
yeah.
clothes.
We haven't even talked about first aid kit. We definitely want a first aid kit, right?
You need extra clothes, like
You might spill something.
yeah, you might.
How to use the 4-way in my truck the other day to change a tire on a tandem axle trailer. Wow. If you're stranded and your
It's
feet
gonna
get wet,
happen.
extra boots
It's gonna
would be
happen.
good. Okay, okay,
It's
okay.
it's gonna happen to everybody at least one time where they're out somewhere and you know you're not gonna make it. Just like I'm not gonna make it.
Now I know a couple of guys have those cappers, a topper. I mean, some of them look pretty nice. I got in one. One was a dually, and it was all carpeted and had lights in it. And I mean, it was pretty legit. I was not that it made me want to go get a cap, but I was like, damn,
I had one on my truck
that's pretty sweet. Did you? Okay.
until I
Okay.
got smashed
Uh,
going down a hill.
So wait, he turned it into like a little like hangout spot, like with a carpet and stuff.
There's people that actually make it where they live when they stealth camp, and they go down into they do it out in the freaking cold weather. You guys are crazy.
I mean, I like the caps, but I mean, like,
get a good tonneau cover is good enough for me.
I don't know if I could get one. I know I got a tonneau cover. You guys saw the video of me installing that. I do like that. I got another video of an accessory that I installed in the bed of my truck. I'm excited. I've already used it 3 times. So I'm not telling you. We're gonna be
well,
we're
dude, the
waiting.
suspense is killing me.
The suspense is killing me. Yeah, it is a Ford accessory, and I used the last of my Ford Pass points. All my Ford Pass points are gone.
Time for a new truck.
Is it the toolbox? Is it that toolbox?
No, it's not the toolbox.
Because on the meetup, they showed that one guy, I can't remember his name, he showed us a real sweet toolbox.
A toolbox for where?
Like a Ford, Ford on the site, you can get a toolbox that goes in the back.
Oh, yeah. No, I thought, you know what made me think you're talking about?
I bet that's what you got.
No, I got the toolbox where, the whole guts of the inside of your fender slides out. You hit the button bolt on your tail light and it slides out the whole side of your truck, and you can put like your fishing pole, and you can put your little cooler.
You actually got that? What are you saying?
No, I'm just joking, but it looks pretty
Oh,
sweet though. You see them
it
advertised on like
does.
Facebook and stuff.
No, yeah, it popped
Or
up.
what
on
about
my
the other
Facebook.
one with the bumper and the bumper slid out?
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of, I don't know, whatever.
Well, one
There was
guy,
a-
he lifted the side of his truck and he had a bunch of tools in there, like
Yeah.
sockets and stuff. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, like the whole bedside came out.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I thought
So
that
the
was slick.
6-ton hydraulic jack is $200 dealer cost.
That seems like, is that a lot? I don't know what those cost. But that's an OEM that will fit in that spot.
Yep, the whole kit.
Tell you what, it'd be a lot. It's 6 tons. 6 tons is pretty substantial. And I tell you what, changing a tire with that thing would be a lot easier. For
Hey,
sure.
Rich, I got a question from a viewer right now. He says, what pin does that yellow with gray wire go to in that one connector that you were asking about? You said it changed. I can't remember which one that was. If that was at the HVAC module, if wasn't there one wire that didn't match the color, or did we make a mistake?
What are we talking about?
A gentleman says, what pin does that yellow with gray wire go to in the one connector you were asking about? It had changed color, or were we mistaken?
Well, pin 20 is not yellow and gray at the connector that it's supposed to be.
What color is it on the vehicle?
Give me a sec.
The bed drawer system, that's what it was. Yeah.
Pin 20 here is 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's blue and brown.
Blue with brown. Okay, I think he probably would hear you, Jonathan. Blue with brown. I don't even know if there was a blue with brown there. Was there? No. I wonder if the year before or after.
I went to the
Was-
year before. I went to a 10. It didn't work. And then I went to, did I go to a 12? Because the truck was built 11 of 10.
Was it right on the changeover year? Close to a
It could have been, yeah. But it doesn't
well,
matter.
that's a 5.0 too, right?
Yeah.
So that would have been the first year for those. This is an 11, but built. Right.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if I mean, not saying that it's related, but they could have used like old parts. Like they could have used like a last model harness or something. Wouldn't surprise me.
Could be, actually. 15, 16, 17, 18. See, what color is, if you look at pin 17 and 18, they don't even match up in here either, but yet the passenger heated seat works.
It says it's supposed to be a green with yellow, pin 17.
So I'm at pin 14 is empty, 15 is empty, 16 has green with purple, 17
Yep.
has yellow with gray,
Yep.
18 has white with blue,
Yep.
19 has purple or violet with
Should be brown.
brown. 20,
Right in the
Well,
middle.
we're on 20, right? Right in the middle
Yep.
is blue with brown.
Correct.
21 is yellow with purple.
Correct.
Well, what do you mean correct? Because we checked all those against the ones that were down there, and none of them were correct.
Yeah, I'm looking at pin 21. It says yellow with violet, sensor, door position, defrost.
What year are you on right now?
2011 F-150.
Yeah, but before when we were looking at it, that wasn't coming up like that. Because pin 20, we were saying, look at pin 20 on the diagram.
Pin
Was that
20
down
right-
below that it was off?
No,
Pin 20
top.
says blue with brown. Sensor, door position, temp left.
Yeah, but what is our schematic from the command center down to the footwell say?
Pin 20 says yellow with gray.
See, they're not the same.
And it's too old to get fixed too.
You see what I'm saying?
What the hell is going on here? Hold on.
If we're looking at the gray connector that goes to the control head, the HVAC control head, and if you look at the top of the wiring schematic, it says gray. There's a gray and a brown connector that go to it, and I'm in the gray one.
Okay, because it looked like I clicked. So there's two connectors that are going to the HVAC module.
Right.
So you're on the gray connector, you said?
Yeah.
Connector face says light gray. Okay, so that's the one I'm on.
Right.
And pin 20 says blue with brown. But what if I go to pin 20? Are the connectors switched? What if I go to pin 20 on this other one? What does it say this is? Pin 20. Pin 20 is a yellow with gray, and it says heated seat driver indicator low.
Yeah.
Well, that makes more sense. It says that should be a brown connector.
So brown connector.
Correct. The brown connector, when you're looking at the tab, if you're holding it in the tabs on the left, the four
Right.
top pins should be empty.
So I got let's see here. 26, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, yellow gray. And then okay.
They're like identical connectors too. Let's take a look at the comments. It says here,
It's gold. What's the next one again? What was the other command for the driver's side?
driver indicator high, the pin right below it. Violet with brown. Heated seat,
Violet with-
driver indicator high.
And that's pin what
21.
is it in the green connector down there in the footwell?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yep, wrong side. Going back to the schematic, that would be in the footwell. That would be the green connector. Just the green connector? Nope, that's black. So it's probably this one. I believe it's pin 7. Yeah, pin 7. Pin 7's yellow with green. Or gray, sorry. Hot cold seed driver indicator low.
All right, so pin 7, what number was it again? No, pin 7, but position with the locking tab on the left.
Are you on the female or male?
I am in the female side.
So with the position on the left, you would be the left column, second one from the bottom. Eight's the bottom pin.
We moved on to the other one though, the purple one. From the brown connector. Oh, the bottom pin. That's what I wanted. But like you said.
Yeah. There can't be anything wrong behind that dash, man.
I bet you it's the command center. Because if it's got power going down there and I pull up the PID data logger and I turn it on and off, it doesn't even show that it's trying to command it on or off. But whenever I do it on the passenger side, I switch low, it does. When I switch high, it does. So I'm probably going to end up putting an HVAC module in here as well.
That's what it sounded like because we just proved out all the wiring.
But I'm still on that one. I'm trying to track it down. The one that goes down there, the violet and what'd you say, violet and brown? That's violet. The one I'm at. We already proved out the yellow one. That was the first one we did where it was beeping. And then I moved on to the violet one. So now I'm at the violet one, which is pin 21. And then down in the footwell, I don't know which pin it is.
That's pin 11. And that is, okay, so right column, third one down. Again, tab left side, female.
Yeah, that one ain't testing out so far. All right. Third one down on the right side.
Correct.
Tab on the left. All right, so I'm in there. Here. I wonder if this is one of those types of systems where it's got to make it through, you know how like a certain amount of resistors have to go through a certain way in order for something to operate. So if one resistor's out, it won't let the
Oh. I know what you're talking about.
I'm on pin 21 right now. Oh, there we go. Yep. Module.
Time for module.
Thanks, boys.
We got you.
Now I can put this bitch back together and suck it up and order a module on my own dime because I screwed up.
Sorry, buddy.
Hey, it happens, man. It happens. It happens to the best of us.
So it needs a module?
Yeah. Yep.
Not the one under the seat, right? Or which one?
No, it needs the one that goes behind the radial face, the stack, the center stack. But luckily, this one, this truck, you can actually unbolt the module from the center. So, you know, with dealer price or something like that, I'll probably be out of pocket, you know, I'd say a couple $100 or something like that, which ain't that big a deal. I don't care. I mean, I screwed up, so I screwed up, and I owned up to it. So that's why tonight y'all helped me get through it, or A-Rod helped me get through it, and It's kind of, you chalk it up as a loss, you learn from it, you move on.
Yeah, we all did.
You don't screw the customer over in the process. You got to eat it. That's just how it is.
Let's see here. Let's see here.
I'm going to start putting stuff back together. Mute it for right now. And if I hear my name, I'll come back.
Yep. Bezel. Let's see. You want to rattle me off the last 8 of that VIN, Rich? If you're by the driver's door tag.
Remember the power boost I was talking to you about earlier, the USDS picture?
Yeah.
So when we ran the guy's VIN, they were saying he had the wrong door. Where the hell is this thing at? Sitting here. And sure enough, when I pull up his VIN, it gives you a generic picture saying that is how it's built. Like literally, that's how it shows has the tab and everything on it that it's not supposed to have. It's not nice and flush like DS's truck is. Like the other, he wants his to look like DS's because he says, well, I've seen all the other power boosts out there and they don't have that door with the tab that you can just open. They have a flush mounted fuel door. For some reason, my power boost was built with a thumb tab and I don't like it. I want it to be built the way it's supposed to be built. And we ran his VIN and it gives you a generic picture saying that it's supposed to be built that way.
Does it open with a button from the inside of the truck?
I didn't get any further than I'm pretty sure the way he explained it is it's a power boost, but they set it up like it's a regular door or something like that from the factory. That's how it came.
Hey, give me the last 8 of that VIN.
See, there it is with the tab on it by VIN.
Now the power boost you can't open from the outside. I don't think you gotta hit a button from the inside of the truck.
Yeah, I know that's what he was saying. He was saying I want my wife's power boost to be operated by the switch, not by.
Does he have the switch?
I gotta ask more questions.
Maybe it's a mid-year change.
Okay, so the last 8 of the VIN, Bravo, Foxtrot Alpha, 18099.
9. Roger that, Echo 1.
Freaking nightmare.
Brother,
What are you
I
on
feel
now?
ya.
Are you in Parts Link?
Yeah, I'm in ECAT right now. So let me let me see here.
Yeah, this is how it looks.
That would
Right
be
here.
this right her. Let me see. Where's oh yeah, that would be it right there. Yeah. Control assembly.
Well, now I know more about the heated seat circuit.
Yeah, so we're gonna take that. We're gonna go back over here to main man. And we're gonna be able to find out what the deal is with 19980. This is the HVAC module for this 2011 F-150. And see, going through Google, going through the channels, let's see what we got.
Mute this.
We're gonna do this.
And
Ah.
this. Log in. Okay.
Yeah, the HVAC module, unfortunately, you know, it just can't plug this stuff in like we were talking about the battery junction box, if we were going to need to PMI this, Rich is going to have to download old data from the other HVAC module. He's going to have to get as-built data. He's going to have to get configuration data and use IDS to program this module into the truck. They don't come, well, some come pre-programmed. Like if it was for instance, my heated steering wheel module that you guys saw me install, that came pre-programmed. I didn't have to program that. But for this instance, with all of the functionalities that this module is doing, it would need to have software and be programmed into the network and whatnot. So
Come
let's
on,
see.
come up.
What do we got? What do we got?
Retail 273, dealer 164.
He was right. He was right.
It's been updated 3 times.
Pretty much what you're going to be. You called it. You called it. Electrical talk, winter preparation. I saw a lot of guys. Let me go back really quick. They had brought up some good ones. Oh, forescan. I see a guy mentioned forescan. Forescan for the win. Daddy Diesel talking about the straps. I don't know if you guys prefer different kinds of toe straps. How's that new heater? Oh yeah, reeling. Better wake up the old DS, eh? Limited forescan. Can you program headlights? High beams. Yes, Mr. Fred.
Hey, Rich, man, Rich A-Rod, I want to figure out how to get my C-rings to turn on with my plow with that isolation module. It
we need to
turns
talk to
everything off
Olympus
in the
about
headlights.
That's got to be something with the module. I don't know.
We can do it. We don't need Limitless. We can do it. We already talked to Limitless about it. All we got to do is, why can't we just get reroute that wire to go back over to, because it turns everything off. All that module does is turns everything off to the headlights. I just want C-rings.
I'm gonna be installing some lights this weekend or next week on a subscriber's truck. We're gonna do amber and white fog lights, and we're gonna do some A-pillar lights on a 21 Tremor. We also are gonna do pusher pipes and an S&S kit.
The guy that was asking questions says, did you try disconnecting and reconnecting the HVAC module, clearing codes and retesting? And it still didn't work.
I mean, I cleared codes and I tried to make sure I had to even write, that there was not a later calibration, because sometimes that could bring it back online too. And when I actually PMI'd the module, because I thought, let's fucking PMI it. Why not? Right. Yeah. So I PMI'd the module, and it made the door that's on top of the HVAC box that used to click a few times whenever you would key on and then it would stop. It made it worse. So it was clicking all the time, and it didn't make anything better. I cleared codes. I tried again. Same thing. It actually made the mode door click worse. Needs to be replaced.
Wow.
What it did though is it learned a bad position to where it would click a couple times and it would quit. And now I've PMI'd the module and I put it through a complete relearn status again, where it's trying to relearn automatic open or a fully open and fully closed. And it made the situation worse because it was, how modules can learn bad habits and stuff like that as well. Well, I freshened everything up and made it relearn full open and full closed. And it really showed itself where I was able to start feeling around to figure out which mode door was clicking. And it's the mode door that you got to pull the whole center stack out. And then you have to pull the audio control module out of it, the CD player, and then back on top of the box, there's a 10 mil that you can put your hand in on the right side. But on the back side, you got to get one of those little stubby ratcheting deals. And you got to try to barely, Yeah. And then it's got a locking tab and stuff, and it needs to be replaced. It was bad when it came in, but it just made it worse. It made it way worse. You used to be able to switch positions and make it go away, and now you can't even do that. It just sits there and click, 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 click. So this thing came in with a bunch of problems. The defrost wasn't working, or the blower wouldn't work at all, and it lost its ground in the resistor. So I could supply ground to the fan, and what was it? Ground or power? I could supply it. The blower would come on and work fine. But coming out of the resistor, you weren't getting what you were supposed to get to the fan. So it was a quick pinpoint test there. It was real easy. The pinpoint test on PTS walked me right through it, and I was able to just find out within the first like half hour exactly what was going on with the blower. I pulled it back online, put a new blower motor resistor and stuff on it. Everything's working great. And then the other concern was the heated seat, and there was another electrical problem. There's 3 electrical problems, and I was able to get 2 of the 3 worked out and back online for the guy. And he has an aftermarket warranty that paid for everything. And then, I jumped the gun, sitting on this thing all day. I started getting lax, was getting restless, and I was sure that my diagnostic worked out to where it was the heated seat module, which was nothing anyway. It's that little small box under the passenger seat. I was like, why am I getting my request and everything to it, but I'm not getting a position out of it? I'm seeing power there. When I turn the switch on, I got power there, but it doesn't know what position it's supposed to be in, so it's not completing the circuit. Well, that comes back to what we talked about when we just proved out the wires. It's the HVAC module itself. It's getting power, but it doesn't know whether it's supposed to be in high or low because the module is no good.
Word. That makes total sense to me now. I mean, after seeing both the circuits and
if you've ever had one of these apart, I mean, I like to take stuff apart. I take window switches apart. I take the master control on the doors, the Chevys and Fords and everything, and I'll resolder the joints and stuff. And normally I get them to come back online, but I don't feel comfortable pulling this module apart. And with so much stuff going through it, I'd rather just order a good one and put it in there. I could have pulled it apart. Yeah. I mean, it's just to make the customer happy and just do the right thing. So
that's it. Do the right thing. Get the thing on the road. Get your truck prepared for the winter. Get the electrical talk, the diagnostics, the flow charts. You see what we have to go through to come to the end conclusion, the result of why you're bringing your truck in. It's not always easy, man. And it's, having a group talk about, brainstorming a problem is a lot easier, I should say, to swallow when you're not going through alone. So you're not just seeing it through your eyes. A bunch of people are going to help try to figure out what's going on. That makes the job, that much better. So I think we're going to end it here. I appreciate you all for listening in. I'm sorry I didn't answer a bunch of the comments that didn't come through. I appreciate you guys for helping. Our ultimate goal was met, and that's coming to the reason why this man's heated seat didn't work. So Ford Boss Me, thank you. CP, DS, Reelan, I appreciate you guys. Check us out on Friday. I think you'll like it.